Watching and connected, but it's never enough. Talking with our friends about our favorite things. TV shows and movies and some random swearing. Hey! 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 This is the pretty, this is the little, this is the pretty little podcast.
Hello, all you pretty little people. This is the Pretty Little Podcast. I'm your host, Deadbeat Chad. With me is Jazzy Jess.
What? Me? I'm Jazzy today.
Yeah, Sparkle Motion herself.
There, it's me. Ta-da!
Just
Oh my God.
Just Jess. What are we talking about today, Jess?
Aeon Flux. So, continuing our animation domination or whatever it is. What did you say before? I think animation domination was a thing on Cartoon Network in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said last time.
Okay, animation situation.
Sure.
Okay, well, we're doing Aeon Flux today, guys. And Aeon Flux is an American adult animated avant-garde science fiction adventure television series that aired on MTV from November 30th, 1991 until October 10th, 1995. It premiered on MTV's Liquid Television experimental animation show as a 6-part serial, followed in 1992. Oh my God, this just keeps going. Whatever. It's like a 3-season thing that was on MTV, okay? And much like Beavis and Butthead got its start on Liquid Television.
Yes.
There you go.
Liquid Television is where I found out about Aeon Flux because I was recording episodes of Liquid Television when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. My only recollection before watching it this week of Aeon Flux is clearly from the Liquid Television episodes, because my memory of this series was that there's no dialogue or very, very little.
Right.
And apparently just the Liquid Television episodes were like that.
Because there was like a 20-minute silent film type thing, right?
Right.
Is my understanding.
And that is, at least from my child memory of this TV series, that is like what sticks in my head the most is that pilot. Mm. I watched that thing over and over and over again.
I mean, I remember seeing commercials for it because that's when I was watching MTV like compulsively, as many of us were back then. And I didn't really watch Liquid Television, so I don't have a memory of that necessarily. But I do remember the commercial, and I remember the iconic her catching the fly with her eyelashes. And I remember being like, okay, well, that looks different. Let me check that out. And I don't remember what episode I saw. I saw maybe one episode of this back then, and I was like, this is weird. And then I never watched any more of it until this week for this episode. So,
well, I think what really struck me most about the series, at least when I was a kid, two things really. One, I was so young that this felt like something I wasn't supposed to be watching.
Oh.
Because, and we'll get into it, I'm sure. This is a very like fetishy.
It tries to be.
Series.
Yeah. But I have so much to say. People are not going to like what I think about this, I think.
The other thing that really drew me to this series as a kid is the fact that I had a collection of heavy metal magazine.
It very much wants to be heavy metal.
This would fit right in the pages of Heavy Metal magazine for sure. It just stylistically,
sure.
Conceptually, everything about this series fits right in between the pages of that magazine. And I praise this for being such a high concept science fiction show with not enough time to cook is the problem with this series. And while we both have differing opinions on this,
yes,
I love this series. I will always love this series. Watching it this time and this past week and just taking in these episodes again, this like made me smile on the inside to watch this.
I think really we watched two different shows simultaneously.
It's just so refreshing to watch something these days that isn't made by computer animation or AI or just, this is hand-drawn cell animation from an era of cartoons that I am very familiar with.
Okay.
This like just made my nostalgia smile watching this. and I am probably going to watch it again because
you have fun.
the DVD set that we bought is missing the third fucking disc, and I didn't know that until we started watching it. So now I have to rebuy the goddamn box set so that I can watch all of it.
Womp womp.
Although it is on Paramount Plus.
Which we have free for a year.
Yeah.
So
I don't care. I'm still going to buy the box set.
Well, yeah.
I just want to own it. This is definitely one of those things. Like, this is in my like top 10 things on television that I remember the most from childhood.
And yet you only remember bits from Liquid Television. You didn't watch the actual series at all.
No, I did watch the actual series. It just, from my memory of the show, very, very little of it came from like season 2 and 3.
Oh. Okay.
It was mainly just because, look, back then you had to record things. They didn't.
Well, you did, you weird tape weirdo, but mainly you just caught things when you happened to be there and saw what was on.
There was a VHS box set released in like 1997, but this was well before that that I was watching it. So like all I had was what I recorded off TV at my friend's house, and all that was the Liquid Television episodes, which were awesome. I go watch that pilot. I mean, we're going to talk about this entire series. And
yeah, I wish that we had that because I would be interested to see that. Because one of my major issues with what we watched is the voice acting. It's fucking terrible across the board.
I honestly think that adding voice actors to this and just dialogue in general was not the best idea. They could have got the point across with very, very little doubt, because that was what the whole appeal of this show in its inception was, the fact that it was telling this really, really high concept science fiction story with no dialogue. Like it really spoke well to the animation, the animators in general, the storyboard artists, what they were able to accomplish with movement and sound, music, without any dialogue, and you got the entire story. And from what I understand, this was only supposed to be a one and done thing. It was just a 20-minute short film that Peter Chung made, that we'll get into him too. He's the creator of Aeon Flux. But it was just something that he made to be a one and done thing. And, you know, the story of the pilot is that Aeon is hired to protect somebody. She's kind of like an assassin, morally ambiguous assassin. Right. She's hired to go protect somebody.
Well, she's a mercenary type, then her morals are ruled by her paycheck.
Yes. By the end of the episode, you find out that the person she's supposed to protect was already dead, and then she steps on like a thumbtack and falls off a building. That's what you told me.
You said she steps on a thumbtack and falls off a wall and dies.
Yeah, she falls off of a building and falls to her death. And it was perfect because like it showed that like because through the whole episode she's handling business, right? She's kind of like
she's unstoppable badass, right?
She's just tearing ass through all these henchmen and shit, and at the end of it all, it just didn't matter.
Ow! Yes,
exactly. And it was wonderful. And, it fit right in with the MTV generation, Liquid Television shit. It fit perfectly, just like anything else on Liquid Television. You know, it would have worked well with heavy metal or any other anthology series that was coming out at that point in time. Now, this series in particular, and why I've said many times on this show that the best things as far as movies, TV shows go that were coming out between 1985 and 1995. That's when they were taking the most risks. And I think it's because creators were heavily influenced by Heavy Metal Magazine at this point in time. Like everything that I loved, everything that like was taking risks and just doing weird shit with technology like Aeon Flux is doing, is because of Heavy Metal Magazine. The influence from artists, directors, and I mean, this show, this is directed like unlike any other show.
Yeah, you could say that.
It's doing a lot of weird shit with the camera and stuff that you just wouldn't see on a TV show, mainly because of budgetary constraints, things like that. But Like there's some wild shots in this show of movement. Everything is constantly moving.
Well, I think the issue is, I think the reason that you and I have such differing opinions is you are coming at this from the perception of an artist.
Yeah.
And I am coming at it from the perception of a publisher who is looking at story structure, the flow, plot. Does it make sense? The weird shit, very cool. I have no issue. You know, I loved heavy metal. I watched the movie Heavy Metal long before I should have. I was told not to watch it. So of course, you know, when my parents were gone, I snuck and watched it. And, you know, so high concept, weird science fiction is not new to me. I like that type of thing. And a lot of the different weird tech, which is often only used once, never mentioned again.
Yeah.
I know some of that is interesting, but there's no flow. The character development is either non-existent or makes no fucking sense. The scenes flit from boom, 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 boom in the blink of an eye. It's very jarring. The episodes do not have anything to do with one another, which is fine in and of itself. It's its own little encapsulated thing, but that's not made clear. Like, it starts out Trevor Goodchild as like the ruler of the world, and then sometimes he's just a mad scientist, and then sometimes he's this and sometimes he's that. Aeon, sometimes she's against him, sometimes she's like helping him out. Sometimes, you know, everything is so entirely different, and it's not made clear when watching this that this is intended to be a series of standalone shorts entirely in their own universe with the same characters.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait, what the fuck happened?
Well, and
again, the voice acting is fucking terrible. And there's a lack of environmental noise. So like someone will fall and it'll make no noise. And, you know, or they'll just be like, ah! And then then they're gone. And then there's a gun noise and then there's
budget constraints and things of that nature.
God.
That I can overlook.
The pacing in every episode is fucking rushed. You say high concept, and sure, they're dealing with things like freedom and morality and all of that, but it's so compacted in that it comes across as a confused fucking mess. It needed more time to breathe, like you said at the very beginning. Each of these episodes should be a movie, or at least double the length, at least an hour long, to really get in there, explore, and allow this to breathe and relax a little to tell a fucking story that makes any kind of fucking sense.
No, I get.
It drives me crazy.
It is
the potential for really cool shit is there.
It is a very confusing series because, like you mentioned, each episode is its own contained story, and I think that's where.
But it took me like 3 episodes to even figure that out. That's what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, because I mean, it starts immediately that way. You understand immediately that this series really is revolving around Aeon and Trevor.
Yeah, and the different adventures. Yeah.
Any other character in this is just ancillary. They're just there for the episode to fill a point.
Usually,
drive the plot of that episode along.
Right. And there is like 2 lines of wording at the beginning going like, okay, well, in this one, Trevor is the ruler of the world and Aeon's going to stop him.
And there are very few. There are
follows this confused
There's maybe 4 characters in this entire series that kind of show up. Again.
Like recurring, aside from Trevor.
And that's including,
Aeon.
So there's like 4 characters here that you're going to get to know, and everyone else just is there for the episode to drive that plot along.
Yes. It seems as though there's massive chapters of context missing in random spots throughout every fucking episode.
I agree with you 100% that is not done the best. I do think that what they should have done is sat down and been like, okay, if we get 3 seasons out of this show, season 1 is going to be, this is the story. Season 2, this is the story. Season 3, this is the story.
Yes.
Now we might deviate and go on a little side quest here.
Whatever, that's fine.
But if we're working, I mean, we say 3 seasons, it's 21 episodes total.
Right.
This entire series is 21 episodes. The first season, I think
they're 22-minute episodes, aren't they? They're like half hour.
Yeah.
So like 22, 24, like 4 TV half-hour episodes, so with commercial breaks.
Right. So season 1, I think, had 6 episodes. Season 2 had 5, and then season 3 had 10.
Okay.
Something like that. according to the IMDb.
Right.
That's just how it was structured. So we're talking about 21 episodes. Now they could have separated this into like, again, 3 episodes for season 1. They didn't even know that this was going to be a series. Right. Those 3 episodes were made without the idea. Aeon dies in each one of those episodes. That was going to be the thing, right? This series is dealing with clones. It's dealing with robots. It's dealing with mutants and all kinds of shit. So the idea of her dying every episode was not that far-fetched for those first couple of episodes, because it was never meant to be a series. The problem is it was so widely popular, the NTV wanted more of it. Right. So here we go. But that's really my issues with it. I mean, I'm sorry, everybody's ugly in this fucking show. Like the animation is just, it's not to my personal taste. It's all based off of, it's a German artist that Peter Chung took inspiration from. And not Geiger. No, it wasn't Geiger. Even though there's quite a bit of that kind of thing. I can't even pronounce the dude's name that he was inspired by. But if you look at German men. If you look at his artwork, you can tell it's directly inspired. It's just these very exaggerated, very anorexic looking, elongated.
Aeon has the worst butt I've ever seen.
Yeah, and they're all...
and she loves to show it, bless her.
They're all like contorting in weird ways. The animation contorts itself.
It's not for me. But I can say I'm glad it existed. Like, not everything has to be anime awesome for me to like it.
Anything else we've seen.
And that's totally valid and totally fine. My issue, even though this is the least sexy / horniest show I've ever fucking seen. Everybody constantly wants to fuck, and I've never wanted to see something less.
There's a big reason why. You want to know why? You want to know whose fault it is?
Who?
Rugrats.
See, and that's another thing, is the 2 people who directed the episodes that we watched. Peter Chung, who's the creator, who directed some episodes of Rugrats, and then Howard E. Baker.
Oh, no, he did more than that.
Well, okay. And Howard E. Baker, who also directed episodes of Rugrats. It's a weird anyways, explain to me more.
Peter Chung.
Weird.
I believe he was born in 1961. Out of college, he was like the lead animation director for the Transformers back in the 80s. From that, he moved into things like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He became the lead animation director, and he was the designer of
the cartoon?
For the cartoon, yes.
Hell
he also storyboarded the entire intro to the Ninja Turtles cartoon.
See? That's awesome. And that's an epic intro.
From there, he went on to do other things until he ended up working on Rugrats. And he absolutely fucking hated dealing with the Rugrats show. Well, Aeon Flux is it's the like release that he needed after working on a show for children, essentially. Well, and he hated it, and he was just ready to do something far more adult and more mature. And that's why Aeon Flux is like it is.
Like, it has sexual elements, but it's not sexy at all.
Yeah, there's no sex in the show.
They like cut to like it's Beavis and Butthead level. There's one scene where they're about to do it, and then it cuts to like a machine like with a rod going in a hole, and then it like changes, and now they've done it. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
To be fair, it was still on basic cable, so it wasn't going to get away with what it wanted to do.
Just nasty. Everybody loves to stick their tongues out and like twiddle the tips at each other.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things. I mean, there's feet stuff going on. There's body dysmorphia stuff going on.
The weird like suit thing that when he thought she was Muriel on that platform, and he's like blowing air into her suit, and she's like, and she does the same to him.
Or
and
is it the character Sybil who's missing part of her vertebrae?
Yeah, that shit's gross.
And Trevor goes in there with like pliers and shit, and he's just fiddling around in her
she's
back.
Like, oh my God. Yeah.
So there's
and he's
that.
Like, it was good for me.
There's bondage fetish, like the way everyone is dressed.
But at the same time,
there's tongue fetish with the way tongues like interlace with each other. It's
very fetishy,
real
but
tight
it's
close-ups.
Also real tame.
Yeah, it's very
It doesn't
tame,
go far enough. People are like, oh, it's so sexy and violent. And I'm like, it's not really either one. It's not violent enough compared to like it's
the problem with this series is that it was not on Showtime.
Right.
Or HBO.
Yeah.
This should have been one of those premium pay service 90s TV shows.
If it had been given to HBO and allowed to be 30 minutes or
Just like
hour-long
Spawn.
episodes,
Spawn was an HBO series, and they were able to take that as
series.
far as they wanted to. I mean, that had all kinds of sex, nudity, gore.
And the HBO Spawn show is wonderful.
Right.
I love that.
Aeon Flux should have got that treatment.
So
I think that was being on MTV was probably its. Look, first of all, this was never going to get on network. But putting it on basic cable was not doing it any favors.
It didn't go far enough in every way,
an HBO series.
and it's left being super confused and disappointing to me. I do think it's a good thing it exists because I do believe experimental animation is important and all of those things. But this is a fucking mess.
For all that it does have its very devoted fan base, because this is a cult classic.
I know, and
sure.
I'm going to get hate for this.
I do think that if this were able to have been put on one of the premium channels, given, like you mentioned, an hour
it needs more time. This is too rushed.
And they were able to take the violence, gore, nudity, sexuality, whatever,
to
the extreme that they wanted to.
Us and do it.
This would still be talked about today.
I agree.
As if it were one of the greatest things ever made.
You know, it should have been. What should have happened is it had its thing on Liquid Television, and HBO saw that and was like, "Come with us." I think it would have been a lot better across the board. I really do, because watching these episodes, there are times in which you feel, or at least I was left feeling, was there more animated and they just cut it for time? This is so jarring.
I'm sure a fair amount of it ended up on the editing floor. Because it does feel like that. Like, yes, they'll go from scene to scene and you're like, something's missing here.
I blinked and everything is completely different.
But it feels to me like they just cut out things that maybe you didn't 100% need to understand, though. Because, like, when we were watching this, you were like, look, I'm not lost on any of this.
No, I'm not.
This is making sense.
I'm able to follow it. It's just jarring.
It's just nonsense.
It's like, well, it's like reading the Cliff Notes and going, I got the full experience.
Right. Yeah, it very much feels that way.
These episodes are comprised of bullet points.
These are not,
rather than telling a story.
These are not well edited. Whoever edited this thing did a terrible job editing it. I think that scene transitions needed something, even if it was just like a fade, it would have helped. But yes, they just cut these harsh cuts from one thing to the next.
Well, and character development, the episode with Aeon, and I can't remember his fucking name because he was the guy with the peg leg who was with Muriel before she was killed.
Yes.
That guy. She goes in there and then falls in love with him in literally about 45 seconds. And then they have sex and then she can't kill him. And I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What?
Right.
And her and Trevor have this ongoing weirdness where they're both horrendously jealous, but love to fuck other people, but want you to see. I want you to see what I'm doing. Oh, it makes you so mad.
We should probably explain the relationship here.
Okay, go for it. I would love someone to explain the fucking relationship between Aeon and Trevor.
Just the setup that the audience needs to know here is basically in this world, and we assume it's on Earth.
Well,
it's not explicitly on Earth
when it comes to the animated series, correct? The live action movie, which we'll talk about in a bit, explains it.
But that's not canon. You're dealing with two different planes of existence here.
Sure.
And it's Brina and what was the other one?
It's like
Miranda.
Monica.
Is that it?
Monica, because they're Monican. Monica and Brina.
Brina and Monica. Those are the two cities.
Yeah, and they're separated by a border wall in an otherwise barren Earth-like world, is what it says.
Right. This is a very...
It could be Earth, maybe it's not.
It's a dystopian future.
Sure, yes.
And everything is very, very concrete, very angular, very German.
Very falling the fuck apart.
Apocalyptic future that you're dealing with. There's no, greenery. It's just
everything's gray.
Yeah, you don't ever see stores. You never see people shopping or eating in restaurants.
There's not enough time to show shit like that. We're too busy flitting from scene to scene.
The world building here feels very flat because of that.
Yes.
Society doesn't look like it's doing anything other than just existing in their apartments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to Wiki, Monica is portrayed as an anarchistic or libertarian society where there's absolute freedom and individualism. Yeah. Brina is shown as a totalitarian regime and an Orwellian police state with an oppressed society under constant surveillance, rules, and regulations.
So Monica is where Aeon is from.
Yeah.
And Brina is where Trevor is.
Trevor Goodchild.
He's like the emperor
And sometimes he's just a scientist.
Yeah, well, because he is like a totalitarian authority in Braina.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't, the place like takes care of itself, right? It is 100% monitored by surveillance.
Sure.
Constantly.
Police state, Big Brother
Robots
type thing.
are out killing people that disobey the law. He doesn't need to do anything. So his boredom gets the best of him. And that's why he's into all this weird shit.
He just has a
The
new
science,
project every episode.
Right. Most of these episodes are based around the fact that he's so bored that he has now like managed to somehow kidnap an ethereal being that he is now obsessed with.
Yeah.
He falls in love with these beings, and
or aliens, which then may be humans. Not that have been evolved, and they're not really aliens, but maybe they are.
We're led to believe
travel.
that most of these beings are either what humans became, or came from, or they are what humans will become.
Well, see, it's my understanding that they were from the future.
Some of them, yes.
Yes, and I don't know, did they come back or did someone get them and bring them back? But regardless, there's just like a capsule that Aeon gets in.
That's the whole thing, is that his society that he rules over
sometimes
is it's so heavily, it's just a police state that is policing itself, and he doesn't have to do anything. So he has all these weird hobbies like science and sadomasochism and bondage and sexuality. He's just kind of depraved in that way, and anything that he gets involved in, he wants to take it to the fullest extreme.
I guess technically, according to Wiki, he is the technocratic dictator of Braina, so he is always in charge, but literally only the first episode does it say that he's in charge. The rest of the time, he's just a scientist guy.
Yeah, but I mean, that's once it's established as canon, you just kind of go with it.
But every episode is in and of itself and doesn't have any ties to each other. So that's not established, and it's left unclear.
Aeon's whole thing here is that she is to kill Trevor Goodchild.
Sometimes.
To liberate, to liberate Braina.
Yeah.
Join the two societies.
Right.
And live in harmony.
It's just opposite ideals conflicting.
Right.
Yeah.
But the catch there is she's in love with Trevor.
Sometimes.
So yes, it's this weird, like I said, everything about this series is so fetishy,
but
down to the animation. The animation in and of itself is a fetish.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, there's never any backstory. You have no idea why they even know each other. It fucking matters to me.
I will go on record and say in this particular series, it does not matter.
It does fucking matter. Why is she doing that?
It exists only to move the plot forward. That's it.
That's fucking
You are
lazy.
moving forward. You're never looking back. You're not looking in the past.
I need to know motivations to a point.
Her motivation is that she is a badass assassin for hire who is morally ambiguous. She operates in the gray area of morality. She basically is selfish, and so is he. But they both love each other.
Sometimes.
I mean,
it's never just.
But yes,
but
and
why?
you're right, because
why do you know? Why do they know each other?
There's one episode where this creepy scumbag is trying to hire Aeon to steal an ethereal being that has been kidnapped by Trevor, because this guy's in love with it too, and he wants it for himself. Mm-hmm. And Aeon is sitting there like, I'm not doing that for you because I can guarantee you that this being that you want me to kidnap for you doesn't love you, and I would sooner kill her than hand her over to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, she kind of picks and chooses what she wants to do.
Yes, yeah. Trevor is referred to in the wiki as her sworn enemy and sometime lover.
Yeah, I mean, I would say they're sometimes enemies and always lovers. Because anytime they're in a scene together, they're banging,
fetishy.
they're kissing,
but it's that whole,
or they're watching each other fuck someone else,
and like making eye contact with the camera, going, "I know you see me." And the other one's just like, ooh. And then, then the tables turn and it's the same situation going the other. And then the other person's like, ooh. And I'm like, Jesus. It's so fetishy.
Like I said, this was always the aspect of the show that got viewers to watch this. And that's why when it comes to like the backstories and the shit like that, it doesn't matter.
It does fucking matter.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You look, no offense, but you were not the audience they were looking for.
No. Well, and again, when it comes to the fetishy stuff, the violence, the whatever, I have no problems with any of it. But it all seems so shoehorned in without reason. There have to be connective threads for any of it to make fucking sense.
The connective threads really are
I don't
just
want
the fact
either
that,
of them to win.
Well, if you
I don't
take
care who wins.
any given episode, right? The connecting thread here is that Trevor is up to something because he's bored and Aeon is trying to stop it.
But usually, sometimes she
That's
does
the
and
common
sometimes she
thread.
doesn't. There is no good or bad here, really, because from what I understand, it doesn't seem like Monica's that much better. They're too far the other fucking way. You know, so everybody's wrong most of the time, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't have an issue with
one
that.
Of the things that if anything that I can praise this series for, and what I absolutely adore about it, is the fact that you can't root for anyone in this show.
No.
There's no hero here.
But there's no anti-hero either. It is
100% morally ambiguous. Everyone is selfish. Everyone is in it for their own personal thing, whatever it is. Each episode, and it changes between episode and episode,
yes,
right? Like
without explanation.
more so on Trevor's end, because like one episode, he is 1000% in love with this ethereal being that winds up dying.
Yep.
And then by the next episode, he's on to the next being that he wants to like kidnap and, have
but
something
really,
to do with.
he loves Aeon.
Yes.
But
also he has like this weird harem sometimes in his room of other Aeon clones.
yes, that's true.
So yeah, and
again,
Aeon in and of herself, the one that we follow throughout the series, is a clone anyway, because the real one shows up later on in season 3. Yes. Yeah, it's sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't.
And
that's the show.
Again, if this had just been allowed to breathe and maybe not be quite,
this should have been
it needed to be more sexy, more violent, and longer.
Agreed.
And this could have been fucking awesome.
For all that,
in my opinion,
those first couple of episodes were just masterpieces in and of themselves, self-contained little interesting things
with
to
different
watch.
Voice acting across the board, because holy fucking shit.
I think that
shit.
Once they got approached by MTV to do season 2 and 3, that's when they should have sat down, and instead of making this an anthology, assuming that people were coming over knowing these Liquid Television episodes, because a lot of people didn't.
Hi, yes. Me.
A lot of people started with season 2 and were immediately like, what the fuck is going on here? I can't follow any of this. I don't know any of these characters. The names of these characters are so hard to remember.
I do have to give credit. For whatever reason, the name Trevor Goodchild is an incredible fucking name, especially for a dictator type person.
Easy enough to remember, right?
Sure.
Especially Aeon, because the show was named after her. And it wound up becoming her name. She was unnamed in the original episodes.
Oh, okay.
The series was just called Aeon Flux, and then it just became her name.
Okay.
When they did season 2.
I don't know.
But I think that's when they should have sat down, and at least when MTV approached them and said, "Hey, give us a season of this. We want 6 episodes." They should have sat down and been like, "This is the overall story for the entire season."
Mm-hmm.
And we might go on a side quest here and there, but we're going to stick with this. But instead, they decided each episode is going to be a self-contained story that they had way too much to work with and not enough runtime to explain it.
No.
And that's where it kind of fell short. And I do agree that it's one of those series, you're either going to love this or you're not. Much like a foot fetish. You're either into it or you're not. You
wow.
know what I mean?
Please tell me this is not how I find out that this is a thing for you.
I'm just saying, it's like any fetish, right? You're either into it or you're not.
Sure.
And that's what it is.
I don't know, because let's talk about a specific episode, okay? Let's just pick one. The cabbage one. The one with the custodians.
I think that's the best episode in the series.
That one really pissed me off, because I think out of all of them, there's the most good. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to an idea, a high concept, interesting components in there, but it's so rushed And so much is cut out.
I disagree. I think that this one is one of the more well told. Besides the pilot,
why the fuck is Aeon's custodian outside of her when everyone else's had to be inside? And it was inside of her, but then she goes backstage and it was doing.
We'll get to that. And I think I have an explanation for it. I just will go on record and say that I think that out of all the episodes, with the exception of the pilot, because I think the pilot is by far, if you watch anything, just watch that. I think that's the best written, best executed, directed. Everything about that is perfect.
I don't know. I was left going, oh God, what the fuck did he make me watch?
That being said, as far as the series goes, I think that this episode in particular is one of the better written ones. So
I think it has interesting ideas that it
the setup is
explores.
that Aeon is hired to stop a criminal.
Yeah.
She's to assassinate a criminal. The criminal is
Bambara.
running. So Aeon's motivation here is to stop and kill this criminal.
Right.
Trevor's motivation
Trevor's
here
up to no good.
is to kidnap him and try out this new, I guess it's a robot that he has invented
it's the
called
custodian. Yeah.
Which is this, it's basically an armature the size of a human.
Yeah.
That you can insert through their belly button.
I do need to talk about, I mean, obviously, it seems very obvious to me that The Matrix was inspired by this when it comes to controlling things.
Well, and Peter Chung even did a segment on the Animatrix.
Yes,
so
okay. So I hated that part in The Matrix. Would you just leave the belly button shit alone? It's so gross, and so it makes me feel inside.
Yeah, it's just this like stick figure looking robot.
And it just
kind of looks like Scud the Disposable Assassin.
I'll take
for
your
those
word
90s
for that.
comic books enthusiasts.
What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
But you insert it through their
An armature is right. It's a very thin golden wire thing that kind of, is just like a stick figure with a little cylinder head. It's all gold. It goes in through your belly button and it gives you a conscience. It implants an enforced conscience in you, which is an interesting idea.
Aeon fails at killing the criminal.
Yes.
Trevor succeeds in kidnapping him and implanting this armature into him. And now the criminal is just...
It's immediate and very unsettling.
Yes. So now he just wants to do good, and he befriends this little kid who's selling balloons. He buys all his balloons
and
from
then
him.
just lets him go because it's about
the boy
money
is missing an arm, so he winds up cutting off his own arm and
they go and have surgery.
Yeah.
And so that, and I need it said that Bambara is this like massive guy, kind of fat but also real beefy, and the kid is like this little scrawny like Dickensian orphan type thing.
Yes, he's an Oliver Twist type guy.
Oliver Twist ends up with this like fucking it's like someone was playing with action figures and like traded the G.I. Joe arm off onto someone else. Like it's
off a Hulk Hogan figure.
Yeah. It's just like, oh my God. And he does it without a second thought. He's happy to do it. So I'd argue this isn't really a conscience.
Right. And then meanwhile, there is I guess this like cult of women that are almost feminists that are
I don't know about
against...
that. They just don't like this and want to replace it with their own version. It's like a competing company more like, I mean, in a cult, competing cults.
They have their own agenda ideas here to replace...
why don't you? How do they do it? And what do they use?
So they kidnap the people that have the custodians in them.
Yes.
They remove the custodians from the person.
Mm-hmm.
They pull it. They
snap the head
off the robot, the custodian robot, and replace it with their own
with a bomb pop. It's a fucking bomb pop, like a popsicle.
Like a popsicle.
But it's sparkling.
Yes.
And so there's something, but there's no explanation as to what the fuck this is or
what
why.
It's made of, what's in it.
Why is it a bomb pop? Because it's even the same colors. It's exactly what it is. It's on a stick.
Right.
And how do they insert it, Chad?
They insert it,
vaginally.
Females. The males, I would assume that they...
Up the bee?
Well, no, because they kidnapped the criminal. I don't remember the criminal's name that Aeon was supposed to kill in this episode.
I said Bambara.
Bambara, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you never listened.
The cult kidnaps him, removes his, but they don't put it back in him.
No, I think because I don't think they care. They are just doing this to the women. I think they're using it so they can put it in another woman.
Right. I think that they're only doing this to females,
but
so that's why they put it up the hoo-ha.
I don't know why the bomb pot pussy insertion helps. I don't know what it does.
I don't know. It's just it's that weird brand of science fiction.
And this would be a great opportunity for some explanation, a little backstory. What the fuck is this and why?
It's just weird for weirdness' sake.
But that's stupid.
Well, that's a lot of the Technology
No.
in this series is like that.
I'd argue that's not
None of this is
true.
rooted in any
A
kind
lot
of
of
reality.
it could be explained. They just don't fucking bother to.
Well, okay, but were you going to appreciate the explanation they
Yes,
give
I
you for...
fucking would, because then I'm like, okay, well then I have more information. Which side do I actually agree with? Well, honestly, it's going to be neither. Because
Well, if
I
they
don't
could just
agree
insert
in
it through the belly button, why bother going through the vagina anyway?
Well, because she gets off when they do it.
There you go. It's another fetish.
But why the bomb pop, and why does it look like a bomb pop? And is it really just a
Another
fucking
fetish.
popsicle?
Maybe
But
there are
why?
bomb pop fetishists out there.
That
I don't
is-
know.
It's so weird.
It just
need
happens.
Context.
But anyways, after removing Bambara's skeleton or
Yeah.
his
Custodian
custodian robot, now he's pissed off at Trevor
Well, yeah.
for putting it in him to
Because
begin
he
with.
didn't
Because
want
now
that
he
at
doesn't
all.
have a left arm.
He gave it to some fucking kid.
So he goes to kill Trevor, who is hosting some kind of stage play
Well, we
television
did
show.
overlook the whole cabbage situation.
Oh my god. Yeah, so on this
Before Bambara loses his custodian, Aeon is still trying to kill him. So they go to this, and it's this whole fucking thing where all these people with custodians are given a box. They give blood, and they receive a box, and they go in these little voting booth porta
she's
potty
unaware
things.
that he has a custodian.
Yeah, no, she's still on the job trying to kill him.
She's still in assassination mode.
Yeah,
kill
so
this man.
she's in line, and I'd like to point out she's wearing a nice outfit now, so she can wear things that look nice on her. She can look pretty. She just chooses to not most of the time, which again is whatever. It's fine. And everybody goes into these little porta potty voting booths.
No. They go up to these robots that they stick their arms in.
I know, they give blood. They
It
get a
takes
box.
their blood,
Yeah.
and it gives them a box
Yes.
because it has analyzed the blood to figure out what they need
Right.
to eat for proper nutrition.
And I assume they're the contents of the box are altered to provide perfect nutrition,
Yes.
whatever it is.
But it just turns out that everyone has a cabbage.
Well, cabbage is dense in nutrients. It's very good for you.
I
So
assume that it's been infused with...
That's what I'm
stuff.
saying. It's like a multivitamin spray added to the cabbage or whatever.
Right.
But when they go in the little porta potty voting booths to eat their cabbage with a spoon, which just scoops out, and God damn it, I cook every day of my fucking life.
You
That
can't
is not
scoop
how
cabbage.
cabbage works. Even steamed cabbage won't dip like
Yeah,
whatever.
its texture is almost like ice cream.
It's almost like it's some kind of Soylent Green situation that is just formed to look like a cabbage. Why? No explanation. Who knows? Is there deeper meaning to the cabbage? Shut
Probably.
up. So yeah, but while they're doing that, they enter this trance state that is very unsettling.
Yeah.
So I assume there's more to the cabbage than meets the eye. Maybe that's his Transformers stuff
There you
coming
go.
back. But Aeon goes through and, ends up taking she gets Bombara there. She gets the custodian out. Then he's like, piss off! And he runs away. And
Yeah.
she gets taken by Trevor.
Yeah, she pulls the custodian out of him.
Yes. And then it's trying to go in her.
Right.
And she's like,
Maybe that's what it is. He doesn't get kidnapped by the cult.
no.
Okay.
Trevor got him when because she was following him at the beginning of the episode, and the cult got him then and gave him the custodian, and then he was fine. And then he came to get his cabbage, and then she removed the custodian, and then that custodian tried to go in her,
Okay,
and
yes,
then
it is
Trevor
all
got her
coming back
there.
now.
Yeah.
All right.
So now you're on the
Forgive
stage
me.
play.
It's been
You're
30
fine.
years since I saw this as a kid.
We watched it last night.
Yeah, well, we also watched back to back to back to
It's
back
true.
to back
It's
to
a
back
lot of Aeon
episodes.
Flux,
So yeah,
man.
it's
Maybe if you're gonna watch this, do one a month or something.
yeah, they do kind of run together.
Let it totally let everything about what you've seen leave your mind before you do another one. Maybe it would be better. I don't know. But yeah, so now they're at the stage. Yeah, and he's doing a presentation, I assume, kind of Clockwork Orangey, where it's like, look at what I have done.
There's a studio audience. There's a stage with a curtain
Yes,
that opens.
and he's showing this woman, and he's like, "What did you used to do?" And she's like, "Oh, she has a whole long list of weird shit she used to do: espionage,
Yes.
white slavery."
yeah. And now she has a custodian in her, so she's a changed person, and he's basically showing off that my custodian
and
robots
she writes nursery
turn
rhymes now.
criminals good.
It's like I said, it's very Clockwork Orangey
Right.
in the presentation. Look at this reformed criminal and all of that, and she performs a nursery rhyme she wrote, and Aeon's
he deems
there.
her cured, and she is lifted away
Yep.
into
Just
the rafters.
whee, never to be seen again. Bye,
And-
whoever.
Now Aeon is brought out, and while Aeon is out, and they're having their discussion about what the hell is this situation, what's going on here, that's when Bambara shows up
Yeah.
to kill Trevor.
There are two weird little blonde girls who flit around and remind me of our friend Valerie Storm, actually, when we were watching
And
it.
I believe that, like, first of all, this is not Trevor. This is a custodian.
Well, but
Disguised
is
as
that what
Trevor.
Trevor has always been all along?
I doubt it, because his neck opens like a lid.
I know.
And the custodian
but maybe this
comes
has
out of him.
always been Trevor. Maybe he's always been the custodian thing, and that's why he's trying to implant others. And maybe that's how his custodian species propagates.
You know what? It's a solid enough theory.
I
My
don't
belief
fucking
is
know.
that this is.
I think they didn't think this through at all, and they needed more time to really flesh it out.
I think that he is a tyrannical dictator,
Because
and he probably has many of
if
these
you
laying around.
recall, it's not actually the custodian, because on the top of the custodian is this little fucking thing we saw at the beginning of the episode, this little toy thing.
Yeah, it pops out of the head of the custodian.
And it irritates me and also makes me laugh in equal measure that a tiny spotlight immediately...
Yeah, the tiniest spotlight.
The tiniest spotlight. It is perfectly sized for this like 3-inch little dancing
It looks like a
toy
little wind-up
thing.
toy.
Yeah. And it's just like da-da-da-da,
And then it dies.
Yeah.
So,
But they had
yeah.
that tiny spotlight at the ready, so clearly all of this was like...
That dies. The audience decides that Bambara needs to die, so they pull their levers and he falls through a trapdoor. And at this point, Aeon now has the ability. There's
The
this.
thing
there's
is,
this
she's not sure if
weight.
she has a custodian in her or not, because she was
Right.
knocked out, so she can't figure
There's a
out...
weight
is
on the ceiling
Yeah.
above Trevor's head that is controlled by this lever that if she pulls it, it will fall on him.
Or Bambara.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she...
And she's trying her hardest to pull the lever and she can't do it.
But is that because she has a custodian in her or because she loves Trevor? You know, these are interesting... It's an interesting concept that is rushed through so quickly, and then...
Yep. And then she walks into a room and she sees a custodian.
like in a
robot.
tube thing.
Yeah. And
Doing the
it's
same
performing the movement of her pulling the lever.
Right. So... is that so clearly that is her custodian, but why is it acting outside of her when everybody else had to have them
My
implanted?
theory on that is that
Or was she training a custodian?
that's what I think is going on.
And
here.
Trevor did something else to her because he loves
I
her, but
think-
then Trevor was also a custodian, but also a little toy.
I think that this was the next evolution of the custodian to learn behavior from human. That was my theory on this. So her custodian was not even implanted in her. It was outside of her the whole time. And it's just mimicking her movements and whatever she's doing so that it can learn to be more human.
Well, my issue, I think, with this series overall is you could take each episode and really have a long and in-depth discussion on what you think things mean. That is inherently good. My issue is it is never clear what is intentional and what is just thrown in there to be fucking weird.
Yeah.
Things can have no meaning at all, and you can extrapolate meaning that might be completely unintended. And that's what I don't like that. I don't need everything laid out for me black and white. I'm not
appreciate it.
stupid. I can read between the lines, but I need more.
I appreciate it simply
Explanation.
because things like this are so wildly unpredictable. Watching this series is something that you don't know from scene to scene to scene where this plot is going.
Or when it's
how
going to fucking end and
up.
be another scene entirely.
Yeah. I actually appreciate that. Now, don't get me wrong. I prefer to watch things that are well written, well thought out, well planned, and well executed. But at the same time, I like things that just kind of take me by surprise and just take me for the ride. And I don't have to worry
I don't
about
know.
motivations behind it or anything like that. I'm just watching moving art just kind of be performative.
Well, I think that these episodes would have done better if it was just like a music video or, like you said, the silent film.
I mean,
thing.
MTV.
Yeah, but they
animation.
didn't do that. And they try.
That's why it works well with the MTV animated.
Yeah.
series
No,
that they
it
had back
is,
in the
but
90s.
it would have done better overall as an HBO show. I think you're right there.
I do too. I do think that not only would they have had a bigger budget, they could have pushed it further.
Yes.
They could have given it more room to breathe.
It's not enough of anything. It's
No.
not enough sexy to be sexy. It's not enough violence to be violent. It's not enough science fiction weirdness that it makes sense within the world. Even give me technobabble. I don't fucking just, why is this happening?
Yeah, Star Trek it.
Something. Give me something.
Yeah.
This
No,
makes
I
no
get
sense.
it.
Why is it a cabbage?
I get it, but by the time you're trying to figure it out and make sense of it, the next episode has started.
Look,
You know,
I know.
So it, but
The editor in me
the bottom
is
line here,
actively dying when watching it.
the bottom line here is that this series was 100% intended to be put in front of the eyes of
Hi, people.
yes.
Yes.
Potheads at 2:00 in the morning on a Wednesday that had nothing better to do with their time other than
Not
be
an
smoking
analytical
pot and
professional
watching
editor and
cartoons.
publisher. Yeah, okay, maybe.
And maybe are a little horny.
Because give me the fucking fetishy shit, but like make it actually, like make it make sense. Make the violence make sense. Make it fucking, I need more
But like
of
I said,
everything.
The reason
with this.
that
This looks like
love that-
someone found Peter Chung's notes, just little scribbled notes for ideas, and we're like, oh, this must be the script, and like just made it like that.
maybe they did.
Well, they shouldn't.
I don't
have.
know what the writing process was. I know that the show is the people who love it love it. The people
I
who
know.
don't forgot
Well,
about it.
This has like a
30 years ago.
90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, I am well aware that all of my issues with this are probably not the norm for people who are familiar with
I
this.
just, like I said, I was drawn to this as a kid simply because it felt like something I was not supposed to be watching.
I get it.
And
I get it.
That was the draw of it. And then it became this thing that now I'm so nostalgic for it that like,
But when I saw heavy metal when I was like 6, Aeon Flux 10 years later, or well, 91 not to
No.
95.
that wouldn't
I
have
mean,
been
you know,
10 years.
No. But I was still several years older. I'd already seen something way sexier, way more violent, the same kind of weird science fiction. Again, I need it pointed out that heavy metal is an anthology. And I'm talking about the movie, right? The animated movie. I'm not talking
Oh,
about
by the
Heavy
way-
Metal 2000, but we could.
Peter Chung also worked on Fire and Ice.
Jesus. So, but those are anthologies, but there's fewer of them, so they're given time to breathe. And they are clearly only for adults. I should not have fucking seen it. But there's more there. And if this had been given the same treatment, I think, like you said, it would be far more beloved now. It wouldn't even necessarily be a cult classic. It would just be a classic.
I could honestly see this.
I just want more.
I could see this being something that, even though it would have ended its run years ago, would have been brought back. Had
Yeah,
they done that,
Sure.
this absolutely would be something.
Well,
that
because
was
that's the beauty of anthologies,
far more
right?
talked
My
about
publishing house, haha, nice plug me, puts out an anthology every year. Every June 21st, we put out an anthology, and different Shadowspark authors write different stories, and it's different every year. And you can do that for eternity because each story is its own thing.
Yeah.
So, yes, it could absolutely have been brought back or continued or whatever with the same. And I don't have an issue with Peter Chung. I just think I don't feel, and this is me speaking for him, which is wonderful. But I'm hopeful that his full vision was not achieved in this, right? I'm hoping.
Well, it was.
I
It was
want him to have wanted more
It-
for this
very much
because it's very compressed.
This was very much not what we got from the original series. Was definitely not what he intended,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason I know that is because when they released this on DVD, he added stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like people said that he George Lucased it. So
Okay.
yeah, with the original run of this, we have
Was
the
more
DVDs.
truncated than what we watched.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, what we watched had scenes added
This
to
is
it.
the
and shit.
director's
So, yeah.
cut.
Uh, so his original vision was not.
I mean, that makes me sad for him, but I would have loved to see, because again, there's enough stuff in here that's really interesting and intriguing that if it was all just boring shit, I wouldn't even have an opinion. I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I see a lot of seeds of really interesting things that are just cut, whether for time or whatever that leaves it a fucking jumbled mess that is not enjoyable for someone with an analytical brain who is programmed at this point to look for story, arc, character, motivation, like all of these things. I can't turn it off.
Right. And I will.
And it left me going, oh God.
I will go out there and say that this series is for, if you're somebody like me that just likes the art of animation itself and high concept science fiction things where like, biotechnology, things like that.
Well,
like I think they even refer to this as a biopunk series.
Yeah, they have a whole lot of words for it.
There's a lot of bodily stuff. There's a lot of technology integrating with.
It says social science fiction, biopunk, dystopian fiction, spy fiction, psychological drama, postmodern and psychedelic imagery, and Gnostic symbolism, which is true too.
Yeah, all of that's there.
There's some body horror stuff, not to like Akira levels, but
no. If you're going into this, you need to understand that you're going into you're watching art move.
Well, it makes me think of Scavenger's Reign, which we watched, which is very biocentric and very high concept science
when
fiction
we were watching
type
that series, I definitely felt like, this is kind of like Aeon Flux.
Was wonderful. I loved that series, but it was also much, and it's hard to compare the two because they're very different.
Which again, that series would have fit right in with heavy metal.
Sure. But there were, and they didn't have to explain. They showed rather than told. Haha, that's the whole thing. Show, don't tell. But the world there felt lived in, even though it was just a handful of people and mostly creatures. And again, they're telling a very different story. So it's hard to directly compare the two. But I feel Scavenger's Reign did a much better job with things like character development and all of that. And
well, Scavenger's Reign, too, also had the benefit of learning from Aeon Flux's mistakes.
Absolutely, 100%. But, there's enough similarities there that when I was watching the different text specifically in Aeon Flux and the different bio stuff, it made me think of Scavenger's Reign. So I'm sure there's some...
Yeah, 100%.
It's like how... The Matrix took the whole, I get, it's just a supposition on my part, but the whole robot going into belly thing to control you, yeah, that's a little on point to not be like a direct influence, we'll say.
Well, and especially since, the Wachowskis said that they were heavily inspired by like anime and animated TV shows at the time.
Yeah, I do need this out there that this is not anime. Peter Chung was born in South Korea, but he's an American.
Right.
This is an American cartoon.
Conceptually, his idea for the show was German expressionism meets anime.
Sure.
And you can see there are definitely some.
I've seen people on YouTube refer to it as anime, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I am one of those asshole people who are like, anime is a specific thing.
Yeah, it would have to be
anime.
like one of those like highly stylistic, like underground anime.
It's just not. It doesn't qualify as anime. I don't care what anybody says. No. It was not made in Japan. Shut up. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love it. Not an anime, guys. It was made by Americans. It was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Legend of Korra. Although cabbages play a role in Avatar, too.
When I say Aeon Flux, what do you think of?
The eyelashes with the fly.
Yes. Charlize Theron.
Well, okay. Oh, are we moving
Because
on?
in 2005, like most things that I love, we got a live action adaptation of that really fell short.
So you and I are going to have a conversation because I feel that long and short of it is this is another thing that the movie itself inherently is not bad. I enjoy the movie like I would Equilibrium or any other, dystopian, postmodern sci-fi situation. It should not have been called Aeon Flux.
I agree.
If they had just taken and changed the names of the people
and called it anything else,
it doesn't matter.
It would have been a much better movie. It would have been
perfectly fine.
It would have been much better received.
I think so.
Because it wouldn't be connected.
I think most of the hate associated with this live action movie is from Aeon Flux fans going, this is not Aeon Flux.
Well, and a lot of people that don't even give the animated series a chance is because of the failure of this 2005 disaster.
I don't think it's a disaster. I don't think it was bad. I think...
Dude, it failed miserably.
Well, I mean, yes, financially. But I mean, like, the storytelling and all of that, it just isn't Aeon Flux.
No,
that's what it boils down to. And that's...
the problem that I have with the adaptation is like
is that it's not an adaptation.
it's not. It isn't.
No, it's not.
It's not in a lot of ways because you can't do an adaptation and then just take liberty after liberty after liberty after
There's
liberty.
almost nothing aside from character names and sometimes
It's like-
motivations.
It's
in
like
that-
Death Note.
Okay,
It's
we
that
do not need
level
to talk about this. See, and that's the
adaptation.
problem is I have a very long established adoration for both the manga and the anime of Death Note. So yeah, that Netflix bullshit.
Or Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, don't even start. Don't even start.
There's just, first of all, let me say this. We really should have got an Aeon Flux movie.
Sure.
It should have been animated.
Yes.
It should have been directed by Peter Chung. It should have been written by him and people that worked on this
Dude,
series.
if they literally had just taken one of the stories and turned it into a movie, it would have
Yes.
been better.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Or they could have taken elements from every episode and made one cohesive storyline
Sure.
out of all of those ideas.
Yes. That's
and it would have
perfectly
been far
fine.
better.
That's perfectly fine. But I will argue that there's nothing inherently wrong with this movie. It's just not Aeon Flux and shouldn't have been called that.
No, and this movie had 21 episodes of source material that it could have gone back and found anything to put in here. None of the technology in the adaptation is from the show. None of it. It's all original.
And yet some of it is really cool. And I'll argue that Aeon Flux itself, the animated series, never went back and like pulled its own tech. Like it was different tech every fucking episode across
Sure.
the board.
But it would have been
So,
nice
you
as
could-
a fan of the series
but you
to
could
go
argue
watch the movie.
That is continued in
And
the
have
live
those Easter
action
eggs.
in never going back and revisiting the tech.
Yeah, look, we literally just watched this live action movie.
Yeah,
right
I
before
saw
we
it when it
recorded
was
this.
new.
I don't think
haven't
I
seen
need to
since
watch it
then.
again. We saw
I
it in
think it's
theaters
fine.
because I was highly
We saw it in theaters.
I was excited
2005.
when I found out that they were making
were
a
so
live
young.
action
Sure.
version of this.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I mean, in 2005, I was young. You know, I wasn't hurt by
By the world.
adaptations. I mean,
I
we're
didn't know.
talking about 2005 here, right? The
Yeah.
X-Men movies were killing it.
Yeah.
And I loved those movies, and they were
When
adaptations
was
of
Sin City?
2005.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I remember we
I
saw
mean,
that too.
Adaptations at this point were not
But-
inherently
Right.
terrible.
Right.
like they are today.
Well.
So yeah, I was like, first of all, I was a little worried because I was like, how are they going to adapt this weird concept? And not only that, but like the stylization of the show is so much a thumbprint of the series.
100%.
And yeah, it's like the staple of the series is
it
the
is.
look of the show.
Which cannot be, you can't make a person look
No,
like that.
and certainly not
People
Charlize
don't
Theron.
look, no.
You said it right while we were watching it. You're like, her butt is round and Aeon Flux's butt is angular. This doesn't work.
Well, I also said when we were watching it, I was like, if 2005 Charlize Theron can't pull this off when it comes to looking properly, like, you know, the kind of sexy that they want Aeon Flux to
Right.
be, literally no one could.
Yeah, and I
And she
really
looks,
don't.
in my opinion, she looks great. She just doesn't look like Aeon Flux.
Yeah, I agree. They could have called these characters different names.
They should have. It would have
called
been
this movie
totally
anything
fine.
else. Especially since, like, you know, the whole like airship thing is not part of it.
The
Like,
relical. Well, there is a moment, and it in the show in the first episode. I don't remember his fucking name because he doesn't matter. The blonde-haired guy who was helping her for a while
Mhm.
is talking to Clavius, the emperor guy who Trevor deposed, and he's like reading things, and he's like, "Oh, the giant jellyfish ship, is that the upper levels of Parliament or like something like that?"
Right.
And Clavius was like, "What? No."
Yes, it's a
So that could be. It's not named as the relical in that, but they do at least mention a giant jellyfish-like ship. I'm
Right, but
really
you would
trying
think-
here.
You would okay. I'll put it this way: if you watched this adaptation,
Yeah.
without seeing the series,
Yes.
you would think that this relic ship jellyfish blimp
Mhm.
was like an iconic.
Well,
part
they
of the
put a lot of
series.
effort into it. It looks great for 2005.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's just so much going on in this that just isn't iconic to the show
Well,
itself.
the world
that it-
doesn't look the same
No.
at all. There's actual
There's
growth and
Plants.
yeah.
There's the dividing area between the worlds. First of all,
there isn't. There's just one.
there is
So
no
it's
Monica.
just brain.
Monica is now a thought.
Well,
It's an
the
idea.
Monicans are what they call the rebels trying to rebel against
Yes.
the Brennan like totalitarianism.
Behind this mask is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof.
Okay, all right, V. Oh man, God, I love that.
That is
movie.
Monica in this movie. It's not an actual place to
No,
live.
it's just a rebel group led by Frances McDormand with amazing hair.
Right.
She looks crazy and awesome.
They also took liberties here with the way that they communicate with each other.
Which I think is cool.
I think it's cool too.
It's just
and
not
honestly,
Aeon
I would
Flux.
have loved to see that in the original series.
Sure. This whole like passing of pills, and there's a pill embedded in you that allows you to
Yes.
speak telepathically and share memories.
Right. And the way that they
locations
convey all that through the visuals in the movie of going in through the
up through the
skeletal
spine, up through the brain, and all
structure.
that.
Yeah, into the brain.
Fucking cool.
Yeah, it looked awesome. And even for 2005, even watching it today, I'm like, man, the special effects kind of hold up.
Her little ring that she's like putting little slices off while she's going through, and she just drops the little like round discs and then whistles, and they turn into spheres that go to her and then blow up the wall to help her get out. That's fucking cool. That is objectively awesome. It's just not Aeon Flux.
Yes, exactly. It's just not something that that a fan of the series would have recognized.
No.
And it would have been nice to have those Easter eggs in
They basically live in Shiganshina, which is like the town you start off in Attack on Titan, right? It's this like walled city with wildness all around, and you're told, oh, don't go out there, you'll die. And, and obviously this predates Attack on Titan. But I'm anime nerd, okay? I see a walled city surrounded by nothing but green. I was like, oh, Levi's out there, whatever.
They also give Aeon has a sister, Trevor has a brother.
Yes, Oren doesn't exist in the series at all. Una, who is her sister in the movie, is in the show, but they're not related.
Right, it's a completely different character.
But Oren Goodchild is like completely new to the movie.
Yes.
It doesn't help that there's so few characters across to pull from.
But
really?
Yeah. And I will say that like the plot of the film definitely feels like it could be the plot of an episode of Aeon Flux. I
if
will give
allowed
it
to
that.
breathe.
Yes. That could have been
objectively,
like the entire
plot is
series,
cool.
like the start to finish, right? With the side quests here and there.
Sure.
I don't think that the plot of the live action film was bad at all. It was actually pretty decent.
like it. I think it's really cool, but it's not Aeon Flux.
No. I feel like it could have been, it just wasn't.
This whole like forced cloning and rebirth and the storing of DNA in order to save what the little tiny bit of human civilization was left after most of everybody was killed. And they don't remember, but they have these vague memories of their past lives. And why do I know you? Like, that is my bread and butter. Like, that is this whole I've loved you in all of my lives type thing. I'm sorry, I'm a lady. I love that shit.
They should have taken every amount of money that they made this movie with, kept the same script, made it the animated version, and it would have been wonderful.
I do need to point out that Trevor Goodchild is vastly different in the movie.
Yeah.
He's actually a good guy.
Yes.
He really is.
They think he's bad. He turns out to be...
He has been trying to solve this problem.
Right. He is actually the hero of the film.
I do kind of feel like he was responsible. Like, I feel like he helped develop the vaccine to begin with. That long story short, 400 years prior, there was a virus that killed 99% of people. They developed a vaccine. They gave it to everybody, saved the handful of people that were left, but a side effect was sterility. Yeah. So no babies can be born. So they figure out cloning, but keep it from everybody. So people don't know that this is true. They think they're having babies, but really, when someone dies, their DNA is implanted into someone new and born again. But the side effect is after 400 years, their minds are starting to unravel a little bit because there's pieces of past that don't make any sense.
400 years of memories from each person.
It's a lot. And that's a fascinating idea. And it makes sense as to why Aeon and Trevor are drawn to each other, why they're enemies, but why they love each other when they see each other.
I agree.
They used to be
100%.
Married. God damn it.
If that had been the explanation for the relationship in the series, the animated series, it would have worked far better.
I think that's what I was talking about, context and backstory. I don't need their entire fucking lives. But if they are so polar opposite, beyond the trope of enemies to lovers, which is very popular, and I have no issue with that, why? Just tell me why. Let me Backstreet Boys this moment.
Again, I'm going to go on record and say that when it comes to the original series, it doesn't matter Would it be nice if it was there? Sure. More is better. I mean, you can't. I always want more explanation and backstory and stuff, but I just don't think it's that important.
Because I totally understand that sexy line of, am I going to kill you or kiss you? Like that whole thing. It's a trope. I'm down for it. I'm here for it. Yeah. But I don't care whether they kill or kiss each other because I don't know why or whatever.
Yeah.
So the live action movie, I saw that. I hadn't really seen Aeon Flux, so that I know that more. And that does have a more traditional story structure with this sci-fi, but it's not Aeon Flux.
Yeah.
So as a story, I think it's fucking solid. I don't care what anyone says. As an adaptation, it's terrible.
If they had just...
It's not an adaptation.
If they had just worked
let it be its own thing.
The way that the live action movie works for me best is one of two ways. Either change all the characters' name and call it a different movie. Fine. Or keep the script as is, do the animated version of that so that it at least looks like the thing that we know and love. It would have worked better for me too.
That's fine.
It fell short as an adaptation.
Like, honestly, what I would love is for them to take the cabbage story. I'm sorry, I don't remember. They all have Latin names. I don't remember. The cabbage one. Take the custodian one. Make that into the fucking movie. Animated and everything. Let it breathe. Tell me the whole fucking story. And also, can you please shoehorn in why the fuck they both want to love and kill each other? I mean, I get the kill side because they're, from Brina and Monica, whatever. Yeah. But why the fuck do they even know each other? Why is she so familiar with the dictator of this country? Yeah,
Trevor and Aeon are just kind of all-encompassing Romeo and Juliet and the Montagues and Capulets.
I guess.
They hate each other, but they're also in love. Yeah. Like, it's just how it is.
So, but if they had done that and kept the same animation style, it would have been amazing. I would love to have seen the world that the live action Aeon Flux movie was be a trilogy of books and be its own thing, because I would read that story all fucking day. Yeah. I love that type of shit. But as an adaptation, objectively and fundamentally, it fails.
Well, there was a comic book adaptation. I don't know if it was of the live action movie or not, but it was.
I know there's a video game.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But, the Charlize Theron, in at least to me, well, it's not just me, is one of the most beautiful people ever. And, she does a good job, but she's not Aeon. But literally no human could be Aeon.
No. And they even try to, have her move around like her, like when she's crawling, and it just looks ridiculous.
Well, because, and you and I have talked about this, not just on the podcast before, but some things that are animated need to stay animated. It looks silly in live action.
Yeah.
A lot of things that you can give a pass to when it becomes live action, you're like, eh. One of the few examples where it is believable enough and is done well is the One Piece live action. I am a fan of that, and I'm a huge One Piece fan. But that is the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Normally, you want to keep it in the medium.
Yeah, I agree.
You just do.
100%. If it's an animated thing, I don't see a reason for it to be live action. People are going to argue all day long, like the Ninja Turtles was a cartoon, and then there was a live action movie.
Okay, but it was totally fucking different. They were different turtles. They acted differently. The plot was different.
Yeah, you can't even squint and pretend this is Aeon Flux.
No. No, well, and her, if they had not been trying to make her Aeon, I think she wouldn't have been quite so flippy and kicky, which is all she does is flips and kicks.
Well, and the problem with the live action too is this was not edited well at all. The action, you can tell people are on harnesses.
It's that 2005. I really blame the year for the editing style and the floatiness of the wire work.
Everybody looks like they're on wires or green screens.
And the jump cuts. Jesus, fuck the jump cuts.
Yeah. The close-ups, every time there's action, they get way too close on the action. Yes. There's a character I can't remember her name, the one with the feet for
it's like
feet.
Salandra or Salandria or Sylphandria. I don't, God damn it.
Yeah,
I even said we need to make a note because I'll forget. She's in the show.
Yeah, so this is a character who has...
Hold on, I gotta figure that out because I need to talk to you about the actress.
She has hands for feet.
Which is from the show.
But every time they show her feet doing something, it's clearly just a hand, like a hand.
Well, when they show her, it's, Aeon says, how are you adjusting to the...
Right, she has implants.
And you can see like a fresh scar, where it's still healing. And they are man's hands.
Yes.
They are man's hands.
It still looks ridiculous when they do a close-up, and it's clearly just some dude interacting with an object because it's so close up that it's very, very noticeable. That was not done well at all.
No. Sylphandra.
Yeah, Sylphandra.
So I like this actress.
Her name is Sophie Okonedo or something like that. Sorry about the pronunciation.
She's been in a lot of things, but did you recognize her?
While we were watching, I was like, she looks familiar.
Did you figure out why?
No.
She's the princess in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Oh, okay. Yes, she is. Yeah.
I didn't even have to look that up. I was like, I know you.
Yeah, she is.
She's absolutely. And so even though she's gorgeous and she's been in a lot of other things, when I see her, I think of Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Well, I'm glad that I didn't know because it would have been hard to.
It was hard.
But I think that she did a great job.
She did good.
Everybody
she did great
in the movie
in this.
itself did a serviceable job. It's fun enough. It's science fiction-y enough. It's entertaining enough. It's action-y enough. It's not like mind-blowing or anything like that. There's definitely better science fiction films out there.
it's perfectly adequate.
But I would say it's a solid 6.5 to 7.
I would say 7.5, something like that.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. But I think I just hit a breakthrough. Why people hate the live action so much. Aside from it being just a bad adaptation. All of the strengths of the animated series are the weaknesses of the live action, and all of the strengths of the live action are the weaknesses of the animated series.
100%.
The acting in the live action, solid. The voice, the story, solid. But a lot of the more trippy, surrealistic German expression that really does make Aeon Flux is not there.
No.
And then the animated series is extremely avant-garde style, but no real story structure, and the voice acting again is fucking terrible.
Yeah, what gets me is that they in the live action adaptation, they went out of their way to make this city look like it does, and it would have been just as easy to make it look like the show.
I like it better though. Again, it's a matter of taste. As an adaptation,
they were just way off base.
That is not
with it.
at all what anything looks like. But I personally like looking at it better than all the broken concrete.
Right, and if anything,
but that's not what it was meant to be.
Because
it shouldn't have been that.
The live action film takes place in Brena.
Yes.
Not Monica.
No.
Monica
doesn't exist.
Monica would have looked like this city.
Right.
So they took the idea of Monica and made it
Trevor is not Trevor Goodchild in this movie. Again, out of all the characters with the motivations, I mean, you can say Aeon basically more or less until she sees Trevor and those past life things are triggered. She's pretty accurate. I mean, she's very cold and whatever, and it's fine. She doesn't look like her, but again, nobody can look like the animated Aeon Flux.
That's true.
She got bones and angles we don't got.
Yeah.
So that was never going to be successful.
Yeah,
Trevor is extremely different. Because I'll argue he's not a fucking good guy. He's a mad scientist dictator guy with a soft spot for Aeon in the animated series. That right
there is the biggest difference between these two things is the fact that
it was always going to fail as an adaptation.
The animated series didn't. Like I said, it's so morally ambiguous that there's no hero.
Sure, and there's definite good versus evil, and humanity will survive. There's hope. This movie is hope.
Yeah.
It's hope punk versus buy up punk. And I think that's the fucking difference. And I literally write hope punk books and past lives and all of this stuff. So a lot of that's way up more up my alley.
I think we can both
But
agree
it's not
here.
Aeon Flux.
We can both agree. I like the animated series more than the live action, and you like the live action more than the animated
But not
series.
as Aeon Flux.
Right.
I wish this was its own thing. I would like it a lot more if it wasn't trying to play off the Aeon Flux name.
Yeah.
For what?
And if they had just called this
butts in the
something else,
seats?
done something else with it, this could have probably been a very
Well,
successful
again, look at
trilogy of movies.
Equilibrium. Like, it's its own thing. It's not trying to be anything else. And it was fucking cool. And it's a post-apocalyptic, dystopian, totalitarian, fight the power type, whatever thing. It's its own thing. There's nothing else quite like it. And it's a cult classic, but I love it.
I know
This shouldn't have been Aeon Flux.
Peter Chung went on record after watching the live action adaptation and said that it was so embarrassing to him
He's called it a travesty.
that
I
it just
believe.
it killed any of his
And that
creative
sucks.
motivation.
That is
from now on.
terrible. And that alone means it should be chastised. But the performances and the story are solid, but it's not Aeon Flux.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, yeah, it should have been its own thing. And that is very sad for Peter. That truly sucks. I hate that, because I think that again, he never really got his full shot at fully realizing and bringing his vision to the world.
Well, it always sucks.
Which is why I don't like the animated series, because I feel like there's so much I'm not getting.
When you look at the man's
Because I
career
like what's there.
and where he started at, he was successful with the Transformers, Fire and Ice, Ninja Turtles, Rugrats.
Sure.
And then he finally got to make the thing that he
His
likes.
thing.
And originally it didn't pan out the way he wanted it to, so he had to pull a little George Lucas for the DVD release and
Sure.
kind of make it the
But it's
director's
still
cut
not enough.
of what he wanted. And then to get 10 years later a live action adaptation that killed his
That
creativity.
could not be less like his,
Yeah, so-
his work. I totally understand
Yes,
that.
the thing that he wanted to make, he finally got to make, ultimately became the thing that just took away
Killed
his
him.
drive
It
and
turned
creativity.
it
sucks.
turned in his hand. And that sucks.
Yeah.
I hate that for him. I would have loved for this to be an HBO. I've said it like 17 times now. I wish this had been able to breathe. It should have been more, and it would have been a fucking amazing piece of art. As it is, watch it on mute and don't think too hard. I don't smoke pot, but if you want to do that,
It would
go
help.
for it. I no thank
If you want to take an edible or smoke a little pot, it would definitely help you
No, thank
enjoy
you.
or maybe even understand the series a little more.
I don't know.
Or at
There's
least
too
pretend
much
like you do or
missing.
make you believe you
And
do.
that's the thing. I think a lot of these pretentious up their own ass
Yeah.
people are like,
This-
no,
just-
if you notice, the cabbage is rotated 18 degrees and it scoops like pudding. Therefore, this... Shut the fuck up.
If you're going to watch any of this, just know going into the animated series, it is a little up its own ass with the pretentious nature of
Trevor
the,
Goodchild in the animated series is the most pretentious person.
just
The way
the
he speaks.
science fiction concepts that they are portraying in here. I think that they were just a little too ambitious
Yes,
for the talent they had behind it and the time running
I agree.
the time that they had
There
to
were
tell
too
the
many
stories.
limitations across the board for what and this is again my hope
Yeah.
for what he was trying to portray.
So, I recommend you watch both of these things. I don't think you have to watch the live action adaptation.
I will say they're not streaming anywhere for free, I don't think. Or, well, maybe the animated series is on Paramount Plus.
Yes, the animated
own it,
series
but-
is on Paramount Plus. You can get the DVDs. As far as the live action, it's on Amazon, but you have to rent it.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be on Netflix.
It
and
might
stuff
be
like
on
that.
YouTube.
If you
I
could
didn't
probably
even
get it
look.
for like $2.99 on DVD at Movie
Yeah.
Dating Company or
Yeah,
something.
you could definitely go on Amazon or
But-
something and just buy the
But
DVD.
don't
for
watch the live action
nothing.
expecting it to be anything like the animated series because it's not.
No, and I'm a recommend. Like I said, this is one of those things where something that I do love from my childhood. Like I said, it's in my top 10 favorite memories of childhood is watching Aeon Flux.
That's crazy.
And the adaptation didn't make me want to hurt somebody. So that's something, right?
Well,
I mean, it's enjoyable.
I know, to be fair, if I had a huge connection to the original animated series, I would have lost my fucking shit over the live action. So I understand. I mean, you saw me. I refused to watch the live action Death Note. I walked through when you were watching it, paused. Elle fucking drew a gun, started shooting, and then jumped up on a cab and like ran across some cars. And I was like, I am
he
out.
was jumping on car hoods.
Get fucked.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
So I get why people who are fans of the original are so opposed to this. But if you don't have a super big connection from childhood or whatever to either of these things, give them both a watch. They're very different. They should not be the same thing at all. But I say it's worth it.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Just don't expect to understand most of the animated series.
Well, you could always alter your brain a little bit with your drug
You
of
shouldn't
choice,
have
or
to.
A little bit of alcohol, maybe,
Jesus.
and you'll understand it perfectly.
Oh,
fine.
yeah, I'm sure you will. Oh, I do need to mention that Pete Postlewaite was in the live action. He's one of my favorite character actors.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of
everything.
things. He's dead now, I think.
All right, well, we can call that an episode. Jess, where can people find you?
So I'm Jess Moon. I have a new Instagram. It is private, so if you want to follow me, you got to request it. I got to make sure you're not a creeper. But that is at @just_Jess Moon. I am on Twitter still at JHL Moon. I don't really check it that much, but you know. And I do have a publishing house called Shadow Spark Publishing. We are at Shadow Spark Pub on all social media, shadowsparkpub.com. Lots of interesting fiction of all kinds, all genres. Check it out. Even some super interesting, really weird sci-fi stuff. Life After Dusk is a series of short stories by Douglas Jern, who's one of our authors. And it is super weird, science fiction-y, very dark, dystopian little anthology story. So if you like Aeon Flux, check out Life After Dusk. It's amazing.
All right, right on. You can follow me at deadbeat_Chad.
Hell yeah.
On Instagram. You can follow the podcast at the Pretty Little Podcast on Instagram. We got the YouTube channel if you prefer to stare at a thumbnail while you listen to this.
For now, more is coming.
Yeah, we've got plans for the future. Happy New Year, by the way.
Yay, 26.
First episode of 2026. Yeah, there's going to be lots of big things happening with our YouTube channel towards the end of the year. It's still months and months away.
What's that YouTube channel address?
YouTube.com/@the-pretty-little-podcast 69420.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Thank you for listening to this, downloading, interacting with us on social media. We do this for you guys, and we can't do it without you. So keep that up. Tell your friends. Tell people that, like, each and every one of you, if you could just get one person to download, that would be a big help.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not necessary. I'm glad anybody's listening to this at all, because
all over the world too.
Yeah, we've officially hit our 2-year mark, and it's kind of crazy because it went by. Hosting a podcast, it's one of those things where the time went so quick, very slowly.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's a lot of planning, it's a lot of doing, but at the end of the day, it goes by so fast.
And then you look back and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Holy
We've
shit.
accomplished a lot in 2 years. That felt like 5 years.
And also 4 months.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, we're having a good time doing this. It was just supposed to be, I just wanted to do it to see if I could do it. I didn't even know it was going to last 2 years, I just was like, I'll make a couple of episodes, whatever.
Yeah.
Throw them up on the internet. And
well, and that was before I was even on the show. I was like, yes, you should do it.
It was just like,
I know how to put a podcast together. I already had one, so I could help you.
It was just an
Do your own
experiment,
thing.
and the experiment's panning out. I appreciate the way it's going, and that's because of you guys downloading, listening to it, telling your friends about it, and it helps out tremendously.
Yeah, man.
So thank you all.
Thank you.
So we see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.